and welcome back to the Welsh Bee Show. And joining me today to talk about Wrexham AFC and their recent results is the former stadium announcer at the racecourse, Steve Jones. Steve, thank you for coming on again.
Good afternoon. Good to see you. Good to be with you again.
No worries, Steve. Always great to have you. Steve, we have to start, obviously, with Friday's results. Beating Coventry, the league leaders, 3-2 at the racecourse. For me, a fantastic performance. What are your thoughts on the game? What's your reaction to that 3-2 win?
Well, let's get it out the way at the beginning. As a game of football, it was superb. It had everything. The performance level was there. Of course, when the performance level goes there, the atmosphere in the stadium goes there. You can't have one without the other. And it all just came together. Every single one of those guys on that pitch, it just clicked together for some reason. First half, Coventry had one chance and took it. Don't know, was it lack of concentration for a split second, bad marking? I don't know. It was a decent finish, but that was the only time they really laid a glove on us in anger. Second half was different altogether. We just completely dominated that second half, really. The performance level, as I say, 1-11 was absolute top draw. I made the mistake in the video I did yesterday that I started labeling individuals. Well, I'm sorry I did that. Now it didn't warrant it because they were all superb.
Yeah, it was a great performance. The best I think I've seen since the Charlton game when we got promoted, where from the beginning we were at them. And as you said, I think maybe they had one other chance, but two at most. I think for the goal, Kabore was it, perhaps lost him.
Yeah.
It was a ball over the top, wasn't it? Just caught us asleep. But throughout that first half, we opened them up many times.
Yeah.
And lots of half chances, lots of opportunities in the box. O'Brien had two great chances. Could have done better. The first one, he just didn't fancy it, did he?
No.
And the second one didn't connect properly. Moore went through, didn't quite bring it down, couldn't bring it down properly. So I think from the beginning, we were opening them up. And you could see something was going to happen. Atmosphere was fantastic, and they were up for it.
Yeah. I think with the stats that Coventry had, don't get me wrong, they're a superb set of stats. But you sometimes find when you get teams like that, if you get at them, they don't like it, and they don't because they're not used to it because people have stood off them, and we got straight in their faces, and I think they quickly realised they were in for a game.
Yeah, Frank Lampard, who has always pissed me off over the years. He's always wound me up for some reason. Great player, but he's always sort of got under my skin a bit. I don't know why, but I enjoyed his post-match interview. He was very honest, very self-aware, very reflective, really, really good post-match interview. And he said we didn't win the competitive moments.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Our closing down and our press was absolutely on point, which it needed to be.
That's it. The energy was there, wasn't it? The tempo. We were really, really got at them. And he said he smelt it at half-time. I think we all did. We knew that 1-0 to Coventry wasn't a fair reflection of that first half. And he said he smelt a Wrexham win coming. He smelt it. It was going to happen. He felt something was going to happen.
Well, I was in the tech end on Friday with Andy. He used to play the music for me. And I said to him, I had exactly the same feeling as when that first goal went in versus Boreham Wood when they scored in early doors.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried. This is okay. Fine. Got it.
Yeah, I think he was. I think what we wanted, Will, we're all braced ourselves to maybe not win. Let's be honest. We looked at this. I mean, these last two games in the league, the top two, we've been the best team.
Oh, God, yeah. No doubt.
Games, and somehow we should have beat Middlesbrough. You kind of look at these games, you're not expecting too much just to put on a good performance. But it was typical Wrexham to go and really do a bit of a job in them. 3-2 doesn't quite tell the full story.
No, I said this last night when I put the video out. 3-1 would have been the right result. We just switched off that split second. That Sakamoto, whatever his name is, fantastic player. if he stayed on his feet, he'd be class. Every time you look at him, he was down. And in the end, I think the referee just got fed up with him falling over all the time. So then you get nothing, do you? No. But his skill level was second to none.
He was really, really good, yeah. And as I said, I think we were just looking for a response and we got it. And as Parky did say, a statement win. Is this the opportunity now to kick on? Is there a chance now to push towards the playoffs? Wrexham are 15th, but they've always kind of been. 17 points, very tight.
Yeah, it's always so tight in that league at the minute. Do I really want to be pulled into the playoffs? I don't think so. We're not ready. Infrastructurally and otherwise. We're nowhere near it. We're years away from it.
We probably weren't ready for the championship in some ways.
Yeah, but there's a massive difference between the championship and the Premier League, isn't there? Yeah. It's don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Wrexham in the Premier League. I didn't think I'd ever see it in my lifetime, but I think we've just got to hang on a minute. Let's just calm down a little bit here. If we go up, all right, we'll come down with 100 million quid. But do you want to become the new Boing Boing, taking the title off the baggies? No, I think we should just. I said it before the season started. If we finish 19th position on goal difference, that'll do me. From where we were to where we are, it's a magnificent achievement. But we have got to take stock at some point of this. Just a minute, we've just got to back the bus up a little bit here and let's just calm down. And Rob Mack hates the word. We've just got to consolidate in this league.
And but I think last time we spoke was just before the QPR game, which Wrexham deservedly lost that game. They were very poor. They were outplayed. They given far too much space and time. QPR were the better team, and there was a result. Since then, it's when it's changed. To give Parky his credit, he seems to have changed the formation. He's tightened up a bit in midfield. He's brought new players in. He's given, obviously, Kabore is one of them who's come in now, and he's made some changes as a reaction to the QPR defeat. And we've seen improvements. Not enough wins, but being much harder to beat. That game was a bit too open, was it? 3-2. We've not conceded many goals lately. We haven't scored many lately until, it's been tight for a long, for the last month or so.
Yeah. Defensively, we have tightened up no end. There's no doubt about that. Up front, I don't know. Are we getting the rub? I don't think we're getting the rub of the green, are we? Things are just running away or running loose or just not getting a touch. Or I think the header, the keeper out at Middlesbrough, you give him that 9 times out of 10, the net's rippling.
He eats him up, didn't he?
Yeah. He just wasn't far backwards enough to get over it. And
yes, some of those things are just not quite having that rub, with the right ball.
Small margins. Yeah. Very, very small margins. It proved it Southampton, didn't it? The Josh Windass effort hit the bar. Ryan Hardy, fantastic save from the keeper. All right, he might have scuffed it a little bit, but whatever. They've got to take these chances. In this league, they're very few and far between. So they've got to find that clinical edge from somewhere. But
the home wins are starting to come now. And again, I'm not sure. Can this performance be at the start? Are we going to revert back to being a bit edgy, a bit dull? Is it one of those games where we rose to the occasion, a reaction? We'll talk about Wednesday in a bit. A reaction to Wednesday where everyone's so angry and upset with, the lineup, the effort, the performance, the whole works. Can we maintain this level of performance, or is it going to be more of a fight? Are we going to go back to type?
I would hope not. I think this has got to be the benchmark or pretty damn close to it. That performance Friday with the expenditure that's gone into the team, we all know it takes time for it all to come together. And Friday, it all came together. Now let's keep it all together. I've said through Phil's era, through Keith's era, through every era, Wrexham can do very, very well with the ball on the floor. We'll touch on that on Wednesday, but we play football, we'll beat anybody. I've always said it. And it just proved it on Friday night. There was very little long ball. It was all played football through the midfield. And we were brilliant. It just proves we can do it. And it proved Phil can do it. But for some reason, he likes his long diagonals. And no, it's not for me. But we played pure football Friday, and that's how we won the game.
And I think the wing backs as well, like Kakachi and Kabore, they look so dangerous.
I love Issy. He's found his feet a little bit quicker than Kakachi, but Kakachi is starting to show now. But he's had a couple of injury breaks. You can see what he's about. He needs the confidence. He needs the game time. Given that, he's going to be a good. He's going to be an asset. There's no doubt about that. But Issy Kabore, he's different. He's different class. Yeah,
and he's only on loan, isn't he?
That's the shame, isn't it? What they say, don't fall in love with your loan players.
Yes. Yeah. So let's have a look at Wednesday. The reaction has been really, really bad. And the stick Park he's getting, I've seen a lot of people so angry towards Parky. Even at half-time on Friday, people around me, it's sheer anger. It's not a bit of frustration. I mean, they really, really have had enough of him, it looks like it. When things go bad, he's the fall guy. But Wednesday was very disappointing for me, a missed opportunity, because I think whatever happens at Coventry, that's not going to define our season. The Coventry results, really. We had a chance there at home against a rival to push on to the quarterfinals of the League Cup.
Exactly. It's a massive chance missed. Let's look at it. I fully understand why Phil did it with Friday in mind. I get that. But I was one of them. I was vehement after Wednesday. I was fuming what going on to see that level of incompetence, inaptitude. No, they looked like they didn't give a shit, to be honest. But put it on its to spit it on its head a bit. What we've got to realise, Cardiff had academy kids out. That is a tier 1 Premier League level academy. They've got some absolute top class players in there. That's why they've got a tier 1 academy. That's why they've got players like they just taught us an ass. We couldn't get near them. And yes, we were bad, but bloody hell, they were good.
Yeah.
Because of the level they're at. Yes, they're in League One now. I fully understand that argument. But that academy is still a Premier League tier 1 academy. And the lads have come through it. They're good, That's why. Doesn't take away from the fact we were poor. Why Phil insists on playing Sam Smith as a target man, he will never, ever be one. Never has been. If he's not big enough, he's not strong enough, can't hold the ball up. It's not his game. But still, high ball to him. And backwards. We were watching the first half, not at home, shall I say. Yeah. And we invited them on from minute 1.
Yeah.
From minute 1, they were pushing. And we let them, and we're trying to soak it up. We're trying to play from the back. We couldn't keep possession up front. Never mind trying to keep possession at the back. Kept losing it. If we'd have gone in 4-0 at the end of that first half, we could not have complained. Carl Burton was outstanding. He kept us in that game.
It was it could have at least been 3-0. I even said at half-time, well, we've got away with that. I'll take that. Because that could have been a lot worse. And I felt there'd be a better response in the second half.
Yeah. You've got lads coming into that game. I don't know why you played Ollie Rathbone in that game. Wrong game. Completely. Yeah, I get he needs minutes. Fully understand that. Give him 20 at the end. Rather than starting with him, he's going to be ring rusty. And he just wasn't there. Second half was better, but he had to put the big guns on. Now, if you're a bench warmer and you're put into a game, for me, or what I would want to do, I just want to show what I can do. I'm just talking, oh, sod this. It's a nothing game, this. Every game is a good game. It was put to me, and I agreed. God almighty, did we miss Joey Jones on Wednesday? Yeah. He'd have been in there, and he'd have been on him.
Yeah.
I think it was Nathan Blake said it in a pod or an interview or something. The first time he played at Wrexham for Cardiff, and Joey's in the tunnel, and he's getting into it. Got to battle, he's battle, and you know, Joey, firm Welshman, but
yeah,
and I bet he's looking down on that on Wednesday. Oh my God, what's going on here?
That's it. It was the opposition as well, not just the League Cup round 4, the last 16, a chance of the quarterfinals.
It's Cardiff, for God's sake.
Yeah, and it was just so easy for them. There was just nothing there.
No, nothing at all.
And in his post-match interview, he just said about Rathbone, I have to find a game for him. And it would have been, as you mentioned, it would have been better perhaps to come on later. But he wants to perhaps get him to fitness as quickly as possible. And this was the only opportunity he had to get the ball rolling.
Yeah. But, yeah, I stick with it. I think he should have come on later. But you could see in the interview he did on the TV, he wasn't happy. Yeah. Phil wasn't happy. He was pissed off. But, and it's a big but, it's his team, it's his setup, and that he told them to do that. So you can throw it at the lads for not performing. Yes, get that. But that's his setup. And it wasn't good enough. It was wrong.
Yeah. And I just feel he should have gone for it. And we both follow Liverpool as well. It's like what Liverpool did in their match. That team was just ridiculous. When you're struggling and you need perhaps to stay in a competition, you need wins. The league's probably gone for Liverpool. They're looking at fourth or third at best, and a trophy. And now that's gone. Sometimes you wonder, when you're trying to play this safety first game and protect the players, one eye on the next game, sometimes you've got to play the next game that's coming, not the next league game. Play each game as it comes.
Yeah. And get the best result. I can't remember who was said it. Every game's a cup final.
Yeah. Because you end up letting people down, letting yourselves down, and it doesn't quite go the right way.
No.
And we can still be in exactly the same position. We can be better off if you played a full team against Cardiff, gone through, got a draw against Coventry. We'd probably be in a better position overall as a club.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals of the League Cup. We're a Premier League team.
Well, it was virtually guaranteed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's only Grimsby left, wasn't there? So
yeah. Well, hopefully we won't see that again. It can't be that bad again, surely, to God Almighty. That's as bad. We were comparing it in Merck. It was worse than Shrewsbury away. Yeah. It was worse than Reading away.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. There was just it showed me nothing. Showed me nothing, and then the bloody crowning turd in the water pipe for me is then play all our lads laughing and joking and messing around with the mates on the pitch at the end. Excuse me. I get the friends and all that lot. When you've put in a show like that and you've been beaten like that, shake their hands and I'll see you in the tunnel afterwards. Because that to me just rubbed it straight in the noses of the supporters who were left.
There was no excuse for the performance, the effort. Total lack of effort, no desire or fight. In mitigation, the team selection for Parky is not the best team. That's his only mitigation. But I mean, to put so much lack of effort and have no desire of action, that was what was so disappointing. That
comes from within. See, I was made up to see Max getting the armband for the first time starting. That was not the game for him for that. That was an old cock needed the armband for that one to get up on and get into him. And without the best will in the world, Max is a future captain for years to come. But that wasn't the game to give it him for me. But nobody was. There's just there's nothing. It was just a complete flat performance. they weren't geeing each other up or, come on, let's get in there. And there's nothing.
These rumours, about Parkinson being in trouble, Parkinson sack rumours, it's potentially clickbait. Well, it is mostly clickbait online, but it seems to still be lingering around. What are your thoughts on these rumours? For me, his job is safe. There's no way they can sack him, but you have stupid articles and stories. Wayne Rooney potentially linked, Steven Gerrard, so. It never goes away. For me, it should be a non-story. It should not be open for discussion.
As it stands at this point in the season, I would agree with you. It's an easy trigger to pull, isn't it? I just read this morning, Wolves just sacked theirs this morning. Pereira, you can see that there's nothing there for him. But as far as we're concerned, cut the guy a bit of slack. First time at this level, first time with a new squad of players. Yes, there's going to be mistakes, and I don't like his tactics at times. But it just proves on Friday night he can go to revert his type, and he can play football. So maybe let's look at themselves a little bit more. So do we really need to play long ball all the time? We don't. I know it's his style, but sometimes you got to cut your cloth accordingly.
Yes, 15th in the table, 17 points, 5 away from 6, 5 away from the playoffs, above Southampton, very close to Ipswich and Leicester, level on points with Leicester, just goal difference. They're above us on goal difference. So it's not bad at all when you consider it's the first season here, first season in the Championship, building something.
Well, exactly, and that's what we've got. You put the word in there, build. Before the season started, 15th at this point, I'd have snatched your hand off. I really would have done, and I think many of others would. There was no way were we going to walk into this league and walk straight through it again. Never in a million years.
We thought that last time, didn't we, in the summer? But this is a different world, isn't it? You can see that. But the performances, just not enough wins recently. It's starting to come now. But the Derby game at home, a missed opportunity. That was a very physical game. Their equaliser came from nowhere, I felt. But perhaps it should be winning those games. But you could see then it was starting to get a bit tighter, less sloppy.
Yeah. I just couldn't believe the difference between Wednesday and Friday. And it started from the two lads up front, really, with Josh and Kiefer. They were just on it, the pair of them. Josh was directing operations, just sitting behind, and they started getting confident. Maybe that's the key, is the confidence. And all of a sudden, it just went through the whole side then. I keep going on about this bloody hoofball stuff because it pisses me off so much. It's untrue. I don't like it. It's not something we're good at. He plays it long to the wrong person. Like when Sam's up there, plays it long. 9 out of 10, he doesn't win it, and if he does, there's nobody anywhere near him, so it's pointless. Should give the ball back. I think that's what pissed a lot of people off on Wednesday. That was all that was happening. Long ball, Sam wasn't getting it back in, and then we're defending again.
Yeah,
that's Phil's downside.
Yeah, and he's tried to force something. If I should say, he wants him to be the target man because he doesn't want to play more, but he wants somebody there, and he hasn't got any replacement really for more. He likes his big men up front, and he's tried to force something, doesn't he, with Smith? But it's not working.
It didn't work last year in League One.
But he was happy with the work that Windass and Moore put in defensively. He felt their defensive work, that's where it started. Are they the best partnership now for Wrexham? Are they a dangerous partnership?
They are. At one point, I thought, but about 25 minutes on, I said to Andy, I think we should have started with Broadhead in this one, but all of a sudden Josh got his foothold in and he got into the game. But where do you put Nathan Broadhead? Yeah. It's a conundrum, isn't it? And that's a big money signing fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. Is there a position for him in Phil's style? I don't think there is.
Well, he looks like he's going to be obviously back up. I think he's got his front too. And look at Hardy as well, who came with a good reputation, a decent goal scorer, championship experience. And I don't think he's going to get much game time either. I think he's got his partnership there, which allows Windass to drop off, pick up the ball, very good technically.
Oh, he's a fantastic player, Josh. I've always loved watching him play. A bit of a chip off the old block, isn't he? And a good honest footballer.
But going back to Braun, I think he's one for the future. I think he's one it's about having a squad that has depth and has options. And he started recently to pick up goals, doesn't he? He started, a lot of pressure because of the price tag. He started to chip away at goals.
Yeah. Would you play him as a 10? I think I would. Give him a go at least.
Yeah.
He's a winger by trade, isn't he, really? That's but any good winger can come inside.
Yeah. What we talk about Rathbone? Is there a place for Rathbone?
I think so.
Is he going to be straight in as soon as he's fit, or is he going to have to earn his place?
No. You earn your stripes.
And it's going to be difficult, I think.
Well, he's got to build his minutes, I think. Exactly what I meant. Put him on last half an hour, last 20 on Wednesday. Give him another half an hour Friday. And just, the lad's not kicked the ball since Australia. You can't just throw him in. Phil said in a presser a while back, I'm looking for games for him. Yeah. And then you throw him in against Cardiff. That was a bad decision.
Yeah. Do you think he can recover from this? Could it be potentially something that holds him back for this season?
I don't think so. He's too good a player for that. I'm not saying he's going to come back as to what he was quickly. He's been out for 4 months, is it? 5 months? There's a lot of ring rust to knock off, which I'm sure he will. He'll be working down in the background and all that. His dad is a physio. You'll be helping him, I'm sure. Working with the Wrexham lads. But now, Ollie Rathbone is too good a player. He will come back, and he will come back good.
Because it'd be a shame if he does lose that form, and then the criticism comes in, and the confidence drops. But you might have to write this season off for him, and hopefully stay fit and really attack next season.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Fully fit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Going back to Wednesday, there's a guy I work with, season ticket holder of some 20 odd years. He summed it up for me really Wednesday. He said, those lads that we've let go would have fought to the death for that game.
Yeah.
You look at Sam Smith, it wasn't working for him. So who would you put there? The man you've just let go, Fletcher. He'd have wanted it.
Certainly, yeah.
He'd have been up for that. I know he's gone. He's gone. That's fine. But it's not always the best way, is it?
Well, as you say, he's not doing him any favours, is he? Putting him there.
No. The goal against Charlton proved what Sam Smith's about. Put the ball over his shoulder.
Yes, that was lovely, yeah.
Quality finish.
So who's impressed you so far then with these new signings? Who are you really, really excited about? Who's really impressing you?
Let's start at the back. Dom Hyam.
Yeah.
I like the cut of his jib. Connor Cody, I'm not convinced. Everybody has bad games, we know that. He's not pulled up any trees for me. We touched on the two wing backs, they're fine. Ben Sheaf, I think, is a fantastic footballer. I like O'Brien. I do. Very, very busy. Puts the yards in. Only trouble is he can't finish a buck.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen it?
Wasn't he? To be fair, he has got a few. He's chipped in with a couple of them.
Yeah, he's chipped in with a couple. But Kiefer and Josh we've touched on. But yeah, I think we're doing okay. There's none who've come in and say, well, I'm not convinced on Cody, but apart from that, all the rest, yeah, we're doing okay.
Well, he came with a good reputation, Cody, and people were very excited about him. And I think he started well. He did start decent, and then it's just dropped off. And now I think he's fallen out of favour, obviously. Like a Chief, people were desperate for him to get on earlier. He didn't start straight away, did he? He was left on the bench.
Yeah.
And people were desperate to see him. And now he's starting to really, really sort of find his feet.
Yeah. The way you look at it, the Leicester lot, we're glad to see him go.
Yeah.
I thought, well, what have we got here? But everybody has bad games. We know that. We need him to pull it round because we need to cover. You can't have a weak link in there. Max struggled early doors, but he's found his level now. He was phenomenal the other night. Very unlucky with that strike. What was it, about 70, 80 minutes?
Yeah.
Just prove what he's about going forward. Apart from that, I don't think we've got anybody in there who you're not quite good enough for this level, so I'm sorry. Not that immediately springs to mind anyway. I think Barney's struggling with his confidence a bit. I don't know what that's all about. He just doesn't want to go forwards. He's all happy going backwards. Not willing to take his man on. Still cross a ball for no problems at all, but I don't know, the confidence doesn't seem to be there. Ryan's on fire when he's playing, that's fine. Apart from that, we're looking okay. We just need that little bit of the rub of the green.
I think O'Brien, you didn't mention individuals, or you made the mistake of doing that for Friday, but I thought O'Brien was his best game for a while. He started really well this season. And I thought he was starting to just fade a bit recently. This was one of his best games for a while for me.
Yeah, Middlesbrough, they tried to mark him out, didn't they? Because they knew what he was about. Yeah, that away game at Leicester, he put a 6'5" centre half on his ass, nicked the ball off him, crossed it, and he scored from it. That's what he's about. His work rate is phenomenal. I agree. He did. His levels have dropped a little, but maybe him and Sheaf could be perfect partners. I don't know, because Ben Sheaf is a footballer. There's no doubt about that. Yes, okay, playing against his old club, he wanted to show, that's fine. But I think that's what he's about anyway. I do like him. I really do. Do we need another body in the midfield? Possibly. And we need somebody to take the weight off Kiefer for me. If you're going to play that way, Kiefer's Kiefer, isn't he? You don't. Yeah. Where Kiefer won the other night to get that happen is when he took that kitchen on. Yeah. That kitchen was niggling at him, and all of a sudden Kiefer turned down and gave it him. And all of a sudden that kitchen's backed off. Why, hang on a minute.
As I say, the perfect hat trick, wasn't it? But you look
absolutely.
Teams being glad to see the back of certain players. This is a chance for them to prove themselves again, to revitalise their careers. And Kiefer Moore, I'm sure lots of clubs are thinking, why did we go for him? We could have had him.
I said I didn't want him.
I was excited. I loved him. I think he's a great player. He was always my favourite signing, and he's proved it to be really, really. He's really hit the ground running.
Yeah, I've not seen much of him in club football. I think I was just basing my very weak opinion on some mediocre performances for Wales. I think I'm wrong. God knows I'm wrong. Not a problem with that one. I'll hold my hands up. That's quality, isn't it?
Were you sort of worried he was going to be perhaps overused the target man, if you like. And Parky, with his style of play, you kind of knew what he was going to try and do, or you were worried what he was going to do, where he was going to become too predictable, too one-dimensional.
Well, that is the danger, isn't it? But if Kiefer Moore's got a weakness, and I think he has got a little bit of a one, he's not brilliant with his feet, getting it under control and playing it off. Or he scored a cracker with, that's fine. But if he's under pressure, he'll centre half up his ass and trying to play it off. Sometimes, I don't know whether the message gets lost halfway or what. You're just a little bit weak on the feet, playing the ball short, long, whatever. But he's there to score goals. If he does that, that's what he's there for, isn't it?
And he's doing this. And you think this is what we need, a good 15 league goals at least. What we need to really, really sort of do well. But you also need others to chip in and contribute. That is kind of happening. And it's coming from a variety, I think, of sources. We're
not scoring from corners enough for me. It's been our cornerstone for a few years, hasn't it? Max was chipping in with a few, and others before. We've all had goals. Aaron Hayden.
Yes, yeah.
We've always had goals scored in centre half. Doesn't seem to be happening much at the minute. They've got to start chipping in.
Yeah, that's a good point, that is, Steve. Yeah. To be honest, that's probably, that is a weakness I hadn't really noticed. Yeah. And as you said, the centre halves, we've always recently, plenty of goals.
Yeah.
But
you can go back to Sean Pearson and they were always scoring goals.
But it's important that we do keep things tight at the back. And I said the results, the matches recently, they have been very, very tight.
Yeah.
Is there a worry? That's typical Wrexham on the park where you make it difficult to beat. Was there a worry that goals are starting to dry up?
You can make yourself difficult to beat, but you can also, rather than go for the long option, you can make yourself difficult to beat, play yourself through the midfield or through your wide men. You don't have to go pointing to long diagonals all the time. These managers now know if you set up against Wrexham, press with pace, we haven't got plan B, which is why we get drawn into long ball all the time. We've got to get away from this long ball. Yes, there's a time and a place for it. God almighty, the best teams in the league. Liverpool do it from Alisson, for God's sake, for Mo to chase on. So there's always a place for a long ball. Gareth Owen at West Ham, that long ball for Lee Jones in the FA Cup all those years ago. There's a place for it, but not every single time you're coming from the back. Long ball. And it's always coming back at you. And next thing we're going backwards. And it's like a cycle. And this is what fans were getting fed up about. Especially on Wednesday. It was god awful. We're trying to play it out. In fact, Shrewsbury away, it happened as well. We were trying to play it out. We got it past the 18-yard line. The next thing, we're on the goal line, trying to pass it out and getting nowhere. I don't get this stuff. Everybody's at it. I don't get it. You're just inviting yourself into deep shit for me.
Is that a case of just lack of creativity, options? Where does it come from, Steve? Is it from on the training ground? You have to give people the understanding that there is more option, lack of movement.
Well, as I say, everybody's doing it at the top level. They're doing it, and it cost Vincent Kompany his job at Burnley. They couldn't do it, and they ended up getting relegated by it. So I don't know what this. I get. Oh yeah, they catch him on the break.
Yeah.
But you can see more than the benefits for me personally. I think it's kamikaze. I really do. I'm not saying you should. I was watching Big Match Revisited yesterday morning, 1978. Park pass to the keeper and launch it. keepers can bowl the ball these days. I don't like playing out from the back. It scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, so what do you think is important then for the fans? The results, it sounds a stupid question, but the results are just a good performance. Is it the football that matters or the results? It's a bit of a strange one, but if you know what I mean.
My philosophy I've had for years and years and years, and I'll stick by it. Be it Wrexham, be it Liverpool, whatever. There's always somebody better than you on the day. If you as an 11 give me 150%, whatever, give me all you've got, even though your opponent is better than you, I'll go home happy. Because no matter what you do in life, there's always somebody better than you. Now, Wednesday, we went in, they were better than us by a country mile. Yeah. Which, when I did my thing the other day, and I said, every single one of those lads have got to look themselves in the mirror and said, did I give me best? No, you didn't. So, for me as a supporter, what I want to see, yes, the result is important. We all know that. But if you give me 100% and put a performance in, win, lose or draw, I don't like losses. None of us do. But, I've gone away. West Brom, for instance. Should we have won it? Possibly. Good game of football. The lads gave 100%. I've gone home reasonably happy. So, as for me as a supporter, I just want to see effort, commitment, nice to see a decent style of football. But just give me everything you've got. Leave it all out there.
Yeah, I think for me, I was never worried from Southampton where we should have got something. That a draw would have been fair. We were always doing well at the beginning. Just lacked that little bit something. They were always a bit better than us. But people recently are so used to seeing Wrexham dominate. They're not used to this league position. And I am seeing a reaction. I am seeing a negative reaction across the board, even though I think it's been a fantastic start overall. A couple more wins, we're well up there. But I am seeing a negative reaction. And there was a point on Friday in the first half where Parky was involved with something with a fan. In the Mold Road stand in front of me, a fan had given him stick and he reacted. And he turned to him and he was having some dialogue with him. And he was looking at him. He's feeling it, Parky, but the fans are reacting in a very negative way recently. I just think it's not needed.
No. Well, I'm trying to find some notes I made here about exactly what you're on about. I didn't see the incident with Parky with being in the tack end. So I don't know. I missed on that one.
Somebody in the crowd got his attention. Somebody in the crowd, it got to him. And he reacted to it.
It's not like Phil, to be honest.
No, you're right there, yeah. I don't know what was said. I don't know what it was. I don't know but you could see something happening.
No, I was looking through my notes there. Before the season started, under Phil, we've lost 6 games at home. I think it was 6 going into this year. And this is going to sound terrible. There's no other way to put it. All these people who've come in now, all they've seen is winning. That's all they've seen. National League last season, we never lost a game at home. League Two, I'm trying to work off the top of my head here. It was like 2, maybe 3 games lost at home. League One, similar. So I'm not having to go at new supporters at all. We all, not a problem. But you've got to realise, guys, you're going to lose games of football. And this is why the likes of Anfield and the Etihad, there's no atmosphere in there. because they're that used to winning. Oh, I don't need to shout. They'll do it for me anyway. No need to back them there. Yeah, they've got this.
Well, that's the criticism of the race course at the moment. There's lacking atmosphere. Certainly not Friday. It was bouncing.
Oh, that's the best. That was as good as Notts County for me.
Yeah.
I've got my voice back now.
Yeah.
Well, back in full effect anyway. I was good job he didn't ask me to do this yesterday.
But I don't think some of these fans are quite new, to be honest. I just think we tried to rationalise it and be sensible and say, listen, they perhaps moved too fast through the divisions. And they weren't quite, that's why they spent all this money on all these players. They weren't quite ready for the championship. They've got there quickly. They've tried to catch up quickly with new players. And most people with common sense is just enjoy it. Relegation would be sad. It would be a disappointment. Still going to be in League One. Wrexham are going to be a Football League club for a long time now. I think they're definitely going to stay up in the championship. Enjoy these matches. Enjoy what's happening and be sensible and realistic because this is a big world.
Yeah. You know, very beginning of the season, I've always said that for me, the big thing was to stay in the league this year. All right, it's no hardship if we do drop out. I think we'll come back again. Yeah. But the big priority, as I said before, 19th on goal difference. You're in the championship again next year. So I do get frustrations. So I get bloody frustrated because you probably saw me rant the other night. That was pure frustration. And would I do that again? Possibly not, I don't think. People have short memories, I think. It's a hard one to sort of put in a pocket. Getting a Phil on a match day, that's really. And I'm surprised. I'm really, really surprised at Phil taking the bait. I really am.
Yeah, I don't know what was said, what actually happened, but it looked like somebody had said something, and he definitely turned and was engaged with someone. I don't know exactly what the content of what actually happened. We assume he's had some stick. But I'm not seeing frustration, Steve. I'm not seeing just frustration. I'm seeing people getting really worked up about what goes on sometimes. Even the social media reaction to a defeat or a losing at half-time, it's instant. Parky can't do it in the championship. Parky out. He's gone as far as he can.
Well, you can thank social media for that one, can't you, really?
Yeah.
All these other clubs, I told you he was shit, blah, 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 because especially now with the way it's gone for us, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody wants to have a go. Yeah. So, and people are biting on it. Where I used to sit when I was at the club wasn't that far away from the dugout and from Phil. And I've never, ever, ever seen him. Anyway, what do you say?
Yeah.
Never. So it must have been something pretty ugly.
Yeah, or it could have been something could have happened, but he was definitely turned and was looking into the crowd, and a few people noticed then, told him to get on with the game and don't get distracted. But something happened. I was
in that section the other week, and I thought, this is a bit close for comfort. This.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a little bit of space between the dugouts and the supporters for when the times aren't good. Yeah, you've surprised me with that. You've surprised me with that one. I'm surprised at Phil biting on it, to be honest. He's not like that normally.
Yeah, he's normally pretty calm, cool. He can normally take it and focus. Scanty's normally focused. And
yeah,
you talk about fans. Yeah, we're still hot news. It's still being dragged on, isn't it? And we're still the team to beat, if you like. We're still the team to hate. We still generate the interest and the reaction. They're all over social media when we play, waiting, and they're desperate for us to fail. When does this end, Steve? Because Frank Lampard's pre-match interview was lots of talk about the takeover, and it's obviously still a big story. The Hollywood investment, Ryan Reynolds and Rob. When does this end, do you think? When does it become about the football? Or should we just take advantage of it as much as we can? Or surely eventually Wrexham's bigger than this. We're a football club, over 150 years old, and we're talking about Hollywood takeover. We've got a history, and it should be about the football eventually. When do we move on and just talk about the football?
Well, it just proves how people are, really. Do they not think these people who are slagging us off are giving us more airtime and putting us out there? Unfortunately, it's the bandwagon we're on at the moment. When does it end? I really don't know. Because we all know, should the worst happen and we drop out, that gives it the fuel to start going again, doesn't it? I don't think it's as bad now as it was when we first came up. It's normally the opponents who are, we've got Hollywood FC coming up this weekend, Yeah. But when they come up here, they're always selling their away end. Every one of them.
Nice to see you there. Nice to see.
It's all right giving it the verbals and this, that, and the other, but you're flocking up here in droves to come up here and do it. The old chant, you're only here for the.
It's the hottest ticket in town. But I think a lot of fans do respect us. I think they see there's a good team there, certainly with the signings we've made. And I'm seeing comments that will be okay. I do see some praise.
Well, I'll always give praise where it's due. Always will. Always have. I might have been slightly muted at one point, but I've got free rein now, so I can do what I want. But I'll also have a go, and I think they're due to have a go. And everybody's got that right, but let's just not make it personal, shall we? That's the paying public. We've got every right. But there's no need to make it as vitriolic as some of it is. That's just out of order for me. They're not robots. They're not going to do it perfect every game. That's the other side of Friday. Oh, well, done that. Now we'll do that for the rest of the season. No, you won't. No, they won't.
I think because we weren't expecting a massive game, such an exciting match to go to and to witness, but there was disappointment. And like I said, you're coming off a poor performance and an awful result against Cardiff, and you're kind of sort of a bit down. So now we're on a high. Is there the danger we're going to go down again because we don't get what we want against Portsmouth or against Charlton next week, or something else happens where the complete opposite reaction is obvious, is inevitable?
Yeah, well, if they want to, for me, they can't go back. We have to find another airline now because the one they've used gone bust. So, however they're going to get to Portsmouth, just stick that video on. For me, that is got to be. Just watch this game, guys. That's what we've got to do. We're not going to hit the heights like that every game. I fully understand that. But if we put in the effort like that, we'll be fine. We will be fine.
I think there is enough talent there. By God, there's so much talent. It's such a brilliant. The strength and depth is massive. It's a brilliantly talented squad. The team is there. The players there. I think the desire will come. The passion is there. The fight is there. I think we've seen it since QPR. The game against Norwich should have beaten Derby, but better performances. Better team against Middlesbrough.
Definitely so.
Birmingham should have been Birmingham. Really, we're better.
Should have done.
They were there for the taking. Birmingham.
Oh God, yeah.
People were disappointed with that, but again, it's showing that it was starting to come in place. Very hard to beat. Starting to play much better.
Well, the phrase I've used quite a bit. You might disagree with it. You might not. We are now becoming league savvy.
Yeah.
We're getting used to being in.
We look like we belong. And I think we're 15th now. I think you could go up a couple of places. I said 60 before the season starts. I said 60 points will get you what was it 12 last year? I reckon 60 points is possible. That's well saved. You're comfortable, no trouble, and that's a solid championship performance.
Well, let's be honest. The club's been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Not bothered pushing for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Quite happy to stay there. The Prestons and the likes, they might have a little bit of a push now and again, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stay there.
But I think 3 wins in a row, and we're going to be knocking on the playoffs. Then people are going to talk. Then people are going to want it. Then it changes again. The expectation, the hope, the dreams. That's when things change. That's when you get different reactions. That's when you expect a bit more than reality. But if you take 3 wins in a row,
well, as tight as that league is now, it's there's nothing in there in the way of space, is there? It's keep going. I'm just going to get the table up now.
But it's very tight. I think 5 points is it from 6th.
Yeah.
4 of us on 17, a few on 18, 19. It's a couple of wins and you're right up there. You're moving up 5 places or so.
Yeah. Let's have a look. 28, 25, 24, 24, 22, 22. And then you got Hull in 7th, just outside the playoffs on 22. Then you got 20, 19, 18, 18, 18, 18, 17, 17, 17, 17. That's going down to 17th at Derby. Then there's a bit of a gap then. Oxford on 13.
What's the difference between the relegation zone? I haven't looked at that for a while. I've forgotten about that. I don't think we're staying up. So what's the points difference between Wrexham and the relegation zone?
Right. Wrexham got 17 points.
Yeah.
Sheffield United have 9.
Okay. That's 8 points now. Yeah, it's starting to pull away. It was a bit closer a couple of games ago, a few weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, I'll say, 18th, 19th, 20th are all on 13.
Yeah.
Southampton are 21st on 12. And then you got Sheffield United, Norwich. Oh, sorry, Sheffield Wednesday -5. Well, you can't really count them, can you? They're unfortunately out of it, but
just mentioning them, what a reaction by their fans. This is a fresh start for them, as we know. It's
wonderful.
But this is what it needed to happen. It moves them back, but sometimes you want to go back to go forward. It's a fresh start now for Sheffield Wednesday. They can look again. They can move forward eventually.
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us. It's exactly the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sometimes terrible, some of what's happened, but it's a blessing in disguise. And there's light now in the tunnel.
Once the administrators came into us, it was like the shackles were off and away we went.
Yeah.
I wish them nothing.
Wednesday, they'll get a big goal. They'll get somebody, I think.
Oh, God, yeah. It's too big a club.
Someone like Mike Ashley, I think he might have been rumoured. I don't know if I've seen a rumour. There's been lots of interest. Someone like Mike Ashley, who I thought did a great job at Newcastle, but he didn't spend enough, but he balanced the books.
Well, you've said it there. You've balanced the books. Now, we don't know what sort of state the Newcastle finances were in when he was there, So I'm just seeing if there's any news. Doesn't seem to be at the moment. There'll be no end of suitors. It'll depend, of course, on the debt.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to be happy to swallow the debt. Ashley's going in with a 10 million bid, apparently.
Wouldn't surprise me, I think he'd be a damn good choice. They could do a lot worse than him.
John Textor.
Is he the American?
Is he at Derby?
Yeah, he's familiar. The name's familiar.
Yeah. John Textor is reportedly interested in being involved within Derby County. Yeah, he's at Derby.
Yeah.
So he couldn't do it direct unless he's going to pull out of Derby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I only wish Wednesday well. It's too big and too good a club to disappear, but I don't think it will.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think they can regroup in League One, can't they?
Yeah.
And go again.
It's just popped into my head now. I just hope that they've done what we did. Well, Kenny Pemberton was behind it. God bless him. Was to put a covenant on the ground.
Yeah.
Only be used for sport. I think that's something they really should be doing, I think.
Yeah, can that be done right now? Can that happen?
Oh yeah. I think it can be done anytime. I think. Got enough decent politicians up there. I'm sure they can pull that one off.
Well, certainly you need to keep. Yeah, that'd be a disaster to see a ground like that go.
It would. One of the last of the good old grounds, really.
Yeah. And speaking of good old grounds, what's happening with the Cop?
Well, it's progressing. I keep watching Tom's videos, doing a cracking job of it.
3 weeks, isn't he, on it?
He's there every day. Red dudes. Where are we now? We're just going into November. I think we might see something coming out of the ground going into December. Would be my guess. They're doing it completely different to the way I was expecting them to be doing it. So, what the hell do I know? So I think it's going to happen quite quickly, I think.
Well, that's what they said on the day. It goes up quickly once they bring it all in and assemble it. It goes up quite fast.
Yeah, it's when the trades get involved, first fix, second fix, and everything else. That's what takes the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's going to be happy days when that's gone up.
And that's going to be something, isn't it?
Oh, it will be something. It'd be good to get. You can get a full house again.
Yeah.
And be back on 4 sides again.
But I think we should have no problem filling it. The demand is still there. Don't you think?
God,
as long as all the publicity, as long as we're doing well.
Well, as long as they're still making mistakes internally.
Yeah.
Got to get the ticketing right in there. Who decided to put that ancestry video out on the back of Wednesday's performance?
Yes, I saw the reaction to that. Yeah,
you're not reading the room here, boys.
That didn't go down well at all, did it?
What are you doing? It's obviously been time to go out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody's pressed a button on it. It's set up to go out on that day.
They should have cancelled them or anything. Yeah.
Another faux pas.
Well, yeah, obviously it wasn't the right time. They've got a responsibility to generate this, get the brands out there. I mean, that's sometimes the downside to it all. You want the revenue commercialized. You want the revenue, but you come commercialized.
Yeah, that is the downside. Yeah, but sometimes you've just got to read the room, haven't you?
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
There you go, Steve. There was this talk about the new brewery. Just next to the station is the old Jewston, is it? Jewston's warehouse.
Apparently so.
That's going to tie in with the sort of the Gateway project, where we tried to get the COP involved with, didn't we?
That's right.
That hasn't worked out, but that whole area is going to be regenerated, which is what we need. What are your thoughts on a new brewery?
Well, I was once employed by the old Wrexham Lager, and when Robin Ryan's involvement was announced, I did a video that said, don't know how it's going to be done, but I would love to see it close to its natural home on Central Road. Yeah. The office is still there. I think the architect. Hardlow Evans. Yeah, it's got to be close to there. Now, the Jewston site would be perfect. Yeah. Apparently, it's brewery there, and was it a fan zone where the old country store was, something like that? And then there's
going to be visitor centres. They're going to be more there. They're going to create a big attraction, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's a hub then by the station for incoming transport, buses, trains, etc. That's as I understand it. But to see the brewery back in the town centre, if you like, happy days as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what we need, we're still lacking. I think, dare I say, Chester sometimes just seems so far ahead of us. If you look at it, I know we're different, and we're a bit too cramped, don't we? We're not as expansive and open as Chester. There seems to need some work done. And, I know we've got all this attention. I don't think we're using it as well as we should do. And I still think there's lots of work to be done in the town centre. It's not as vibrant as it could be. Or as people think, to be fair. I live in town now, and it's not as packed and busy on some days as you would think.
No.
It tries, but not getting there.
No, that's going to be a slow burner. It's happening. Yes, there's still empty units all over the place, but there's not as many. You do see an increase in footfall. It's not going to come overnight. It really isn't. But when you're going around town, you still hear, you're hearing the accents everywhere you go, which is, it's good, It's and everything in life has changed, not for the good as always. The only way to get your shopping was to go out and get it. Be that, Saturday morning, off you go, and well, you just do it now at the click of a mouse. And I'm sorry, as a race, we're becoming very bloody lazy.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Wall-E, the Pixar film, that's how we're going to end up. We won't be walking, we'll be on these floating things with the screen in front of us, and it comes to you. Get out there and.
Right. I think the nightlife is struggling badly. I think there's a lot of work to be done there. So I've seen it over the last 25 years when I started coming out, where you had Scots going on. I mean, Thursday nights were packed. Now you're lucky you get a good Saturday and a bit of a Friday. And there's people are trying to open bars, there's new restaurants, and they're not quite as successful as they could be. There's not as much nightlife happening, I think.
Well, we've got a few younger people in work with us. We were talking about this about 3 or 4 months ago, and we were on about Saturday night. So one of them said, "Well, what was your Saturday night?" Well, you go to football first, get home, shave, shower, park the air, and out you go. So, well, what time would that be? So 7 o'clock. What do you mean 7 o'clock? So you'd be on the bus, 7 o'clock, or the train, 7 o'clock into town. For us, it was always starting in the Edgerton and then wind your way through. And then most of the time, we'd end up in the Ferryman.
Yeah.
So what time do you get home from?
So the old Excess building, was it?
Yeah. So what time would you get home then? So 2, 3 in the morning. I see. Well, that's where we're out all night. So yeah, but what time do you go out? So we don't go out till 10 o'clock. And some of them don't even bother going. Well, we used to call it clubbing, didn't we? But they don't even bother with that anymore. The whole thing has changed.
Yeah, it's funny to think that the brewery could sort of spark something off of employment, and certainly in that area. And it's sort of the drinking culture, I think, is not what it used to be.
No, I don't think it is. That's why all the pubs are closing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's partially down to the same what we were on about before. You go to Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, whatever, and you can pick up your beer.
Yeah.
And then it's pissing down with rain. Whereas before, even pissing down with rain, you'd still walk to the pub, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think people have got to change some of the licensing laws, and even the shopping hours are outdated on a Sunday and during the week. The world's changed. They need to adapt and change a bit. Councils need to be more helpful with rates and stuff, and they have to think smarter and be sensible and find new ways of doing things.
Yeah, well, Wrexham Council are brilliant at shooting themselves in the foot, really, aren't they? They priced everybody out of one of the markets, didn't they? put the rates up that much. We can't. It's not viable, so they all pulled out. Well, that's the wrong way to do it, isn't it?
They've lost out there, haven't they? So it's
the high street's doing its best.
That looks very good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got Robbo and quite a few of the others putting the tables and that outside.
Yeah.
Quite a good vibe going on down there. It just needs to spread to other
the
parts
back end of the summer, it was like another world, man. It was like another country because they were all doing it eventually. The Midland, they were all at several places at their tables out. That was doing well. It's always going to do well in the summer, I think.
Yeah.
But it did look very impressive for a couple of weeks, a few weeks.
Yeah.
Towards the back end of the summer.
But we had the summer to go with it, didn't we? That was that's the big thing, isn't it? I've worked in Toulouse for a while, so that that's all you get everywhere you go. They've got the weather for it. We were out there the back.
This year is a big arena. It'd be great if we had an arena for concerts, for very good bands and shows, performers. So people are not going to Manchester and Liverpool and Birmingham. You've got them coming here.
Yeah, well, that's the stem of that problem is why we haven't got a training ground. There's nowhere to put it. Without going on to the industrial estate, well, then that takes it away from your bars.
Yeah.
So
improve transports. I think, like I said, the transport's still poor. The bus services. Yeah. I think you've got to give people the chance to come and go. They'll do it. I think if you make it easier for them. When you make it harder, obviously, they're not going to want to do it.
No.
Open up the public transport, change the route. Get buses running quicker, later. Improve the services.
Well, how many times for Wales games have we seen Transport for Wales pull the trains? Come on, guys, what's going on? But they didn't pull any from the Cardiff lot coming up, did they? Isn't that strange?
Well, is that still the TV? Is it? We're not up here. We don't get the right treatment.
Well, we don't, do we? Was it last season? The girls had a game 7 o'clock on a Tuesday in South Wales. Oh, come on, what's that all about?
Yeah. But it'd be good if we do get the matches, some Wales matches back at the racecourse. I think Wales can win and somehow qualify. They've got a bit of a job to do, haven't they?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tight one, that now. Yeah. I still think Craig's the man for the job.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely. It's like everything else. He needs time. They need to find players. We've been in the same boat for decades. A little clutch of class players, world-class players, whatever you want to call them, and making them up from lower divisions. It's been going on for donkey's years. Well, no disrespect to the lads from Cardiff. You can't play League One players in the Euros or the likes. But we haven't got the strength in depth needed. So that's where the likes of that academy from Cardiff are going to come to the fore. That's why we've got to up our level, and when it comes to the academy, to get these kids through. There are some there now, apparently, on Wrexham's books are really, really highly thought of. So, we've got to keep an eye on them and look after them. It's the future, for God's sake. But, there's a former Wrexham centre-half, you maybe before your time, called Craig Knight, who was the new under-19s men's Wales manager, or coach. And he's bringing some sides up to play some games here in the run-up to their Euros.
Okay.
They announced that the other day. Now, I'd have put that out with the blaze of glory, but it was a little bloody tweet. Yeah, well, come on, guys. Get it out there now. Yeah,
that's something I think a lot of people are excited, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's another thing. Is it down to the Welsh FA? Is it down to Wrexham? I don't know. The advertising for these games is shocking.
I understand the games have gone out for members. this week. Did you get anything? What's the situation?
Yes, I've just gone for everything. I always do. I don't know when I'll hear back, if I hear back at all, but I don't like the ballot.
No, lots of people are not happy with it. It's too much of a lottery now, and there seems to be any fairness, and people who've not been going for years, but perhaps recently, it just seems to have changed, like I said, so dramatically, and it's so difficult now.
There was a woman in our office, never followed football, but because the lad showed a bit of interest, thought she'd get herself a membership. Yeah. Every ballot she's applied for, she's got. Now, there's another guy who is a lifelong supporter of all the ballots. He's got one.
Yeah.
Now,
that's not fair, isn't it?
That's just how in the name of all that is holy, is that right?
You've got to find a way of. I know you've got to respect the people who want to come now and pay their money and contribute.
Yeah.
But these lifelong fans be going years and struggling with tickets. You've got to find a way though to make it fair on both sides, I think.
Oh God, yeah. But unfortunately, it's not just Wrexham; it's everywhere in football now. Yeah. Your legacy fan, they don't want. No football club now wants a legacy fan. Well, they do to a degree. What they want, the families coming in, buying 4 or 5 tickets, going in the shop, spending 200 or 300 quid. Whereas the likes of me or you,
that's guaranteed fast income.
Yeah, me and you probably go in, buy a pint if you're lucky, on a programme.
I don't normally drink at matches, but I have my coffee.
Well, you know what I mean.
I have my coffee, my chips, and a programme.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I mean. This is us legacy fans now. And that's another reason where the atmosphere is suffering.
Yeah.
The lack of legacy fans. As I say, I've been to Anfield for a couple of games now. Well, especially last season. And the atmosphere was woeful.
Yeah.
And it was a good game of football, don't get me wrong. It wasn't bloody awful. But I think it was against Fulham, I think it was. It was a good game. And I thought, you can hear yourself think. That's not what Anfield used to be about. It used to be about noise and passion and, fair dues, the lads on the coffee.
Whole stadium, wasn't it? It's caught up recently. Yeah. For a team like Liverpool, it was always 44,000, wasn't it? I think for a long time, and then it's gone up towards 60 now.
Yeah,
but it was always lacking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For a long.
It's been the last couple of times I've been. The last game I went to was United, so you're going to get it for that.
Yeah.
So I went to one of the European nights. That was good. CRTN. The atmosphere was good that night. But I'm a sucker for the game under the lights anyway.
Yeah. And you wouldn't want to see Liverpool relocate from Anfield, like you wouldn't want to see Wrexham move from the racecourse, would you? I don't think there's too much there.
No.
Everton can move. They've got nothing really for decades. If they're Goodison Park, they've got nothing to remember.
Well, somebody sent me a thing on WhatsApp the other day where the flag said AFC, empty cabinet.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, thank you very much. Great to have you again. So before you go, 13 games in, I believe. Doing okay. Happy with this? What you expected? No more, no less.
Midterm report is good.
Yeah.
After Wednesday, it was must try harder.
Yeah.
See me, but no.
I think it was a difficult one to take, but Coventry is banished Wednesday. I think to the cupboard, to the darkness.
Yeah. Until
they draw it to Portsmouth or something. Confident for Portsmouth, a game we should be winning now. Do you think?
Yeah. No reason why we can't go down there and get something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. Just going to see what their stats are like.
But it's only one defeat, isn't it? And that Stoke game was tight, wasn't it?
It was. We should have won.
For a long, long time now. We're starting to get it together. Difficult to beat. The wins are coming. It's just a case of chipping away and climbing a few places, I think.
Yeah, Portsmouth won't win in 6.
Yeah. So
3 losses.
Yeah.
3 losses, 2 draws, and a win. That's their last.
So really, we should be going there and winning. Really, with this,
I would go. Yeah, I would go there after Friday, expecting 3 points.
Yeah.
Stoke, we were unlucky. I was never. I've said it in my own, and I think I said it to you as well. Up to a couple of games ago, we weren't battered by anybody, which is what I was expecting. Stoke, and I said it to Wayne the other day at the bussy van. At Stoke, we were beaten by ourselves. Yeah. We weren't on the metal. Bloody awful goal to concede. But we've got there's no easy games in this league. No.
There won't be. I think when you have a look at some of the teams, you have a look where Leicester are, and Millwall are doing well. I mean, we've got a good win over them. That looks very good. Norwich just struggling a bit, so there's a few surprises there, I suppose.
Well, not it's your 23rd, 6 straight losses.
Yesterday there's some strange results, wasn't there?
Let me just go back to them. Oh, no, it's let me down. Bloody signal in this house is no. I've got to get off O2. It's bloody hopeless. November fixtures, November results. There we go. See, Middlesbrough 3-0. Watford, Stoke 5-1. Bristol City. Preston winning at Southampton. Now there's a man who's on a sticky wicket, I think.
Yes.
Still,
yes.
Is it? QPR lost 4-1 to Ipswich. So Oxford 2-2 Millwall, Charlton 1-1 Swansea, Birmingham 4-0 Portsmouth. The biggest shock for me yesterday was West Brom 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. That was a good point for Wednesday. That.
Yeah, definitely.
To go to Hawthorns and get a point, considering where they're at, that's result of the day. That Leicester 0, Blackburn 2, and Norwich 0. Also,
that's a bit of a shocker as well. You think?
Leicester?
Yeah, they're not doing as well as we thought. Not as strong as we thought they were going to be.
No. Where do we find Leicester? 14th.
It looks like none of those 3 are going to go back up.
No, I don't think so.
And we all expect at least one of them too.
Yeah, well, Leicester draw 1, draw, loss. Ipswich are the highest one.
Yeah.
Drawn 1, lost 1-1. 19 points in 9th. So they're the highest of the ones. But we shall see. Right,
yes, you can see how competitive it is, how difficult it is. And when you look at some of those results, you look at where some of those teams are, we're doing really good, aren't we? All things considered. Let's celebrate and enjoy what we have. There's no need to get upset. Enjoy it. We're doing okay. Steve Jones, thank you so much, mate. Thank you for coming on again. Let's do it another time. Cheers, mate. All the best.
Carl, it's always a pleasure. And I'll see you next time.
See you now. Cheers, mate.
All the best.